Red vs. Blue Season 15, Episode 18, Desolation has officially released, so let me break it down for you. So this episode picks up right where we left off. Washe hits the ground from the bullet to the neck, and as expected, people get angry. Caboose lays the smack down on a lot of sim troopers, and the battle subsides. Tucker panics and calls for help, even though it was really his fault that Washe got shot. And Locust, doing his thing, becomes visible and takes Washe onto a ship to the nearest hospital. Now, a lot of people have been speculating that Washe was shot with a sniper, and Locust was the only one we saw with a sniper. So, some people think that Locust shot Washe. Whether by accident or on purpose is not explained in the comments. But I mean, if they go for the old quadruple cross, then that is a fucking twist that I am down for. First he was a good guy, then betrayed everyone and became a bad guy, then switched to the side of good and is back to the side of bad. Who would have thought of that? Not me, because I think the bullet was just supposed to be like, hey, this is the bullet going through his neck. I think Locust is still a good guy. Also, speaking of good guys people think are bad, people think that Donut is Cronut. Because, you know, Donut's very well known for his grenades, and the fact that he didn't throw it correctly, or say anything, raised an eyebrow for many people. I myself noticed that he wasn't talking, but I just very quickly came to the conclusion that they couldn't get Dan, Donut's voice actor, in for lines, so they just made him silent. But the whole grenade thing is a very questionable action, and maybe we should be keeping our eye on Donut. Anyway, back at Armada 8, while everyone is depressed, Dylan talks to a physicist about the schematics that Loco was building. Turns out it wasn't a time machine, but rather a drill. A drill so ridiculous that it would need the power of a star to function, so it couldn't possibly be used under any circumstance. So while everyone is scrubbing through all the footage that Jax recorded, that's shocking, they come across a chart that appears to have no strategic advantage whatsoever. After reintroducing Vic with everyone, he tells us about the shiny UNSC base that Temple has been obsessing over. They conclude that they need to think like idiots to break into it and thus consult with Sarge, where he pitches a plan to sneak from under them. And those islands that of course had no strategic advantage actually had all the strategic advantage, as it lies on the exact opposite side of the world. And the Blues and Reds are gonna tunnel their way through the entire Earth. Which is a plan that Sarge, or at least another version of Sarge, came up with in Season 9. He was gonna drill to the center of the Earth. He was gonna bust through the crust, skedaddle through the mantle, and bore to the core. Sarge has come up with this plan before. Anyway, Tucker is depressed as to how much he's been fucking up, trust in Temple, being the cause for Washe's accident, and now losing his sword. But Griff is there, surprisingly, to attempt a pep talk, which was a bit rusty. Griff probably needs a few more goes at it before he reaches Sarge's level. Also, there's been a lot of good one-on-one character development with our heroes. You had Caboose and Simmons talking about Church, you had Griff and Simmons talking about Griff, and now you got Griff and Tucker talking about Tucker. It really is just one giant circle that motivates each other. But Griff's pep talk worked, and Tucker gives a pep talk of his own, preparing for battle, and that's the end of the episode. There's my biggest question for this episode, and it's for the Blues and Reds. Why a drilling machine? Because if the goal is to destroy the UNSC building or whatever, then a bomb that Temple would have wanted would have sufficed and probably been easier. Unless it's not meant to destroy everything, and they want to get inside the building to get something, like a time machine. I keep coming back to this time machine. I'm not even a fan of it. I hate the concept of time travel. But I keep coming back to it because I believe Loco when he said that he could bring back Biff and Church. And I believe him, and I still do, unless he, like Caboose, doesn't grasp the understanding of death. And I also completely forgot about this, and it changes my complete opinion as to what I said last episode. I forgot that Church already time traveled way back when, and he couldn't change anything. He just ended up being the cause for it. So now I'm against that whole time travel saving thing, because then that counteracts what was already established. If anything, they're gonna go back in time and be the cause for Washe's death. So now I'm starting to think that Washe may actually just die. But if they do end up loading that quick save and rescuing Washe, then all continuity's out the window. Then again, Washe may just be taken to a hospital and live. You know, that's always an option and probably the likely outcome. So, moral of the episode, Donut's looking shifty, Jax actually recorded stuff, depression, and the core. So be sure to let me know what you guys thought of the episode down in the comments, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you're interested in more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video.